Welcome back to Hannity Colmes. We now continue with former House Speaker Newt Gingrich. Mr. Speaker, the Politico reporting that the Republican National Committee has commissioned polling and focus groups to determine the boundaries of attacking a minority or female candidate. And it's a secretive effort, which of course underscores, as they report, the risk senior GOP operatives see for a party criticized for insensitivity to minorities in campaigns going back to the 1960s. Those are the Politico's words, not mine. If you talk about Democrats going at each other's throats, one of them is going to face Republicans really attacking them, right? According to this.
Well, I don't know that they're going to be really attacking him in the personality sense. And frankly, they'd be professionally irresponsible if they didn't ask the two obvious questions, which is, if Senator Obama ends up as the nominee, how do you deal with a candidate of African-American background? And if Senator Clinton ends up as the nominee, how do you deal with a woman in that kind of race? I mean, if they're not studying that and asking that, they're being totally irresponsible professionally. But I think, as Sean pointed out earlier, the big issues in this campaign: do you help a weak economy by raising taxes, or do you do other things? Do you defeat evil in the Middle East by withdrawing and surrendering, or do you need a different strategy? Is bigger government a better answer to the environment, or is entrepreneurship and creativity? I mean, I think the Republicans have got to decide that they're going to wage a campaign of very big choices in which they offer real change in a fundamentally different way than the Democrats. And if they try to get down into some kind of nitpicking, negative, personality-focused campaign, they'll just get beat.
And why even bring up the issue of race or gender? Why even introduce that as an item to discuss in terms of what boundaries one can have, when the best thing to do would be not to bring those issues up at all in a decent campaign?
Well, first of all, in a decent campaign, if you're going to end up debating Senator Clinton, you better think through the body language and the approach necessary in dealing with a woman candidate, because it's objectively different than dealing with a male candidate. And I think people expect a level of civility, a level of respect. I think that there are things you could do to a male candidate you can't do to a female candidate. And I think that's just objectively true, Alan. I don't think this is about, it's not about trying to figure out some clever device, to defeat them. It's trying to figure out what's the best way in this setting with this candidate to run our campaign.
And, Mr. Speaker, can't we say we learned a lot from the mistakes of the Hillary campaign running against Barack Obama? The Drudge Report getting this picture of Barack Obama in Kenya. We have Governor Shaheen's husband raising the suggestion of, well, did he sell drugs? Bob Kerry, her supporter, using his middle name, Barack Hussein Obama. I mean, these were all used by Hillary Clinton at a time when she wasn't winning. So I don't even see the need for a polling on this. We already learned the lesson, didn't we?
Well, I think in terms of dealing with Senator Obama, the more we engage him on the high road and we offer a real choice between somebody who National Journal today said was the most liberal member of the U.S. Senate. Now, if you can't draw a clear philosophical contrast between the most liberal member of the U.S. Senate and the Republican nominee, you're not doing your business.
Well, I actually think, for example, what we're doing on Hannity's America, and we'll tell people about it later, we're expanding the narrative about who Barack Obama is, and we're looking into the relationship of his controversial pastor. We're looking into, quote, the friendly relationship he has with this guy that was part of the controversial group, the Weather Underground. I think that's all part of getting to know a candidate that has not been vetted very well. So I think that's more the media's job, and I think they haven't done their job. Ed Rendell suggests that it would be a dream ticket, and it's conventional wisdom if the two candidates aligned together. Do you agree they'd be unbeatable?
No, I don't know that they'd be unbeatable, but I think that I wouldn't be too shocked to see, if Senator Clinton becomes the nominee, I wouldn't be too shocked to see her pick Senator Obama. I'd be a little surprised to see him pick her as the vice presidential nominee, because it's a very different psychological situation. Yeah. But look, I think either Senator McCain is going to make the case that a lower tax, smaller government, more entrepreneurial America is the right approach, or he's not. If he does, he's going to win the election. And if he doesn't, he's going to lose the election. I think that's straight.
But I also think, I agree with you that Senator McCain and his campaign, they should focus entirely on issues. And I think he's actually gone out of his way to make sure that that's where the focus of his campaign is. But I also think there's a role, and we examined, for example, in 2004, at length, with specificity, We interviewed the Swift Boat Vets for Truth, and they told a very interesting story about Senator Kerry. We went back and listened to his attacks, accusing his fellow soldiers in Vietnam of murdering and raping and cutting off limbs in the fashion of Genghis Khan, as he called them. So I think these issues are important, but I don't really think the campaign should be involved in them. I think that's something that we should be doing.
There's a difference. Look, the news media, whether they're left or right, the news media has an obligation to thoroughly investigate any person who's on the edge of becoming president. It is utterly irresponsible to give the level of power we give the presidency to somebody who's unknown. We did it once with Jimmy Carter. It was a terrible mistake, and we shouldn't do it again.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll have these investigative reports about his associations with his controversial pastor in the Weather Underground Sunday night on Hannity's America. We'll see you then.